Come on in, they don't mind.
I'm Heather with the Black Diamond Paranormal Society, and I'm here with Clara from Virginia Paranormal Society here at the Major David Graham Mansion, and he's going to give us a little bit of a tour and tell us a little bit more about the place.
Come on in. Guys off in the kitchen area. When we first started investigating the mansion, we were told that these two doors right here seemed to always open and close by themselves. That was one of the first stories that we heard, but unfortunately we've never been able to debunk that or recreate it, or experience that as well. So we haven't had any experiences of that. Out here is their dumbwaiter. It's used to carry up food from the summer or winter kitchens from downstairs. Everything you see in the mansion is original, except for, of course, the refrigerator, cabinets, all that kind of stuff. But the radiators, all these are all original. The woodwork, the doors, most of the doors in the mansion all are original.
Now, were these forged here at the...
They were forged. Squire David Graham had a forge right outside in the front yard, and he actually forged the radiators and all sorts of other things. Right here, that's where we get the name Graham's Forge. This is known as the Clara's room / classroom. First of all, the reason why it was a classroom is because during Civil War days they had taught children in this very room. The other reason why it's called Clara's room is because a local clairvoyant was here back in '06 or '07. And the clairvoyant picked up on a little girl named Clara. Well, since we've heard that story, we have picked up little girls' voices on our recordings. We don't know if her name is Clara, but we do know that we do get a voice of a little girl. So
The name's just kind of stuck from...
Right. And it's all from the clairvoyant. But there is no we can't find any documentation of Clara. In this room, we've spent a lot of time in this room because it's been one of the most active rooms. We've seen anywhere from 3 feet shadows all the way up to a shadow that's about the same height as that doorway there, closet door. They've come out of the closets. They have peeked around the doorway. And actually, we've experienced some type of black mass in the middle of the room. It wasn't in the shape of a person, but it was just some type of black mass that was darker than the rest of the room. So.
And this also functioned as a classroom, is it?
It was back in the Civil War days. There was a woman named Betty Graham. She actually taught children in this very room. So. The story behind, I don't know if you've heard on the internet or anything, but there's a story behind the ball. We've actually many times of experiments with the ball, we've noticed that the floor is warped. The ball will move anywhere you want it to. Some people say that you roll the ball and it'll roll back to you. Well, it's because of the warped floor. I guess that's it out in this one. This room is dedicated to Reed Bolton. He was the owner after the Grahams that own the mansion, and they've dedicated this room to Reed Bolton. If you're interested in Reed Bolton, there's some newspaper clips about him, and also what they don't tell you is that he was a nudist. So anybody that came by would see Reed Bolton in the nude. And he was also a professor and a book collector. When J.C. Weaver, the current owner now, when he purchased this property, every room in this mansion was, from floor to top ceiling, was covered in books and bookshelves. It's not really been a whole lot of activity in there. What they call Martha's room. It's been the master bedroom of the mansion. What's interesting about this is she had carved initials in the window, and she signed it Miss Bell Pierce instead of Graham. It was signed February 24th, 1864. And we put that date up, and we haven't found a significance of that date. There hasn't been a marriage or a death or anything like that. So I think some of the experiences we've had in here, we've been in other rooms, and we've actually heard conversations in this room. And of course, when we check it out, the conversations vanish. We don't hear anything. And this is the pink room. Of course, you know why. It is said that when the clairvoyant was here, that she picked up that Martha had been very sick, and she was in her bedroom, and she had actually crawled in this room and actually passed away in this room. But that is from a clairvoyant. That's not documented or anything like that, so we don't really know for sure. We've gotten some weird audio in this room. Not necessarily EVPs, but just the weirdest noises you can hear on audio.
It's kind of nice one.
Yeah, so this room is, I don't know how to explain it. But it definitely picks up on weird audio noises. One time we were here and it sounded like a truck was driving through in this room. One of those big rigs. So it's kind of weird. And this would be known as the bridal room. The reason why they call it the bridal room is because there has been a bride that has seen crying in that window. People have driven by and noticed a woman in a bridal gown at the window there.
Have there been a lot of reports of that, or just?
There's been several, yeah. Of course, since we've been investigating here, we haven't had any proof of that or
Is
any
there
documentation
no
of it.
documentation on it?
But yeah, that's the bride's room.
About it.
And this is known as the Christmas room. Again, it's because of the clairvoyant that came through and determined that she felt that this room was the most happiest room in the mansion, and that they celebrated the holidays in this room. To me personally, I don't understand that, because why would anybody lift the Christmas tree all the way up 2 stories for celebrating the holidays in such a small room? But that's just me. But we haven't had any activity in this room whatsoever. We have been spooked by this little hole in the window though. Wind would blow through and make some weird noises.
Is that a design on the ceiling up there?
Yeah, it sure is. It's part of the original design. It's torn off though. Tearing off. To the Confederate room. It's very hot up here. Of course, you can see this is a pretty tight room, so I wouldn't really recommend a whole lot of people up here, but there are some signatures on the walls. They're protected by these plastic over. It is believed that back then Major David Graham, he was a Civil War general, if I believe. And he would actually have his group up here to plan out different battles. So. We haven't had any activity up here though. We did get an EVP right outside of the landing though, and that was actually one of the girls' voices. So we'll go ahead and head on back out. Definitely want to stay out of this attic. It's not safe to walk anywhere in there. Plus you'll fall right through the floor. But you can take a look in there.
Hey, used to be a room or a
storage attic area. I'm not really sure if it was the storage or not. Could be. And on back downstairs. Bathroom's right in there. The toilet works, but I don't think the sink works. This room is dedicated to the current owner, J.C. Weaver, which he is a country musician. You can see some of his albums here, some of his pictures and awards that he's won. This room in particular, we did have quite a bit of experiences. We had smelled cigar smoke or cigarette smoke in this room, and we have seen shadows in this room peeking out from the doorways and then peeking back out. Also, we did catch an EVP in here. one night, it was actually on our first investigation, we had been playing around on the piano, and I was hitting the low notes. And one of the other investigators said, play the theme from Jaws, because what I was playing kind of sounded similar to it. Well, we get a EVP of a man saying, I would play that to him.
Has the owner had any experiences in here?
He doesn't believe in all that stuff. He believes in the spirit world, and that spirits do somehow get in contact with us, but I'm not sure if it's out of fear or if he just doesn't want to believe it, but he just waves his hand like that. Yeah, whatever. And this is the parlor room. We haven't had much going on in here, but I know from experience that I've been in here at one point, and I have heard conversations in other rooms. This is known as the living room and the dining room. Not much to really tell about this, but it is pretty interesting the size of these doors. They are original. I haven't had too much experiences in this room because mainly we set up on this table are all of our equipment, so this has usually been our base, but they put some dishes in there so we don't use the table anymore. To the basement. Watch your heads when you guys are walking in here. This will hurt, even though there is padding. It will hurt. We have here a staircase that leads to nowhere. Being in the basement, we've had several experiences. We've had seen lots of shadows in here moving around. We've actually got an EVP in the other room over here. One of our investigators asked, "Are you a slave that's living here?" And we actually do get a whisper that says no. And what's pretty interesting too is on the clip, right after you hear the whisper no, one of our investigators claims that he felt a cold spot. So, pretty interesting. Back there in the tarp though, that's all of our Halloween stuff, so just ignore all that. But in this room here, if you notice, there are holes in the wall. These holes. People have claimed that shackles have been actually in these holes. They had shackled up slaves.
They never found any remains of shackles or anything?
There has been a story that somebody had broken into in here a very long time ago before JC had owned this property, and they claim that they have seen the shackles.
Wow.
Where they're at now, who knows? All these boards here were built for the Halloween stuff, so that's not original, but nothing here has really been touched.
What's that little?
It's a little crawl space.
Oh.
I've been in there once.
Oh.
You get very dirty in there. I'm not going in. So that's, I think that's pretty much it. We can go out to the slaves' quarters. I'll show you out there. I ain't going in. One of the winter kitchens in there. We haven't had any experiences in there. So.
This is the kitchen that leads up.
To the dome.
Dome.
Yeah. This is built right over here. There was someone who was sensitive that came in through the mansion one time and actually said this was the most active room. She felt a lot of negative entities in this room, but we've never had any evidence to support that. Maybe you guys can, I don't know. One of the slaves' quarters in here. You'll just have to watch out for the boards in there and just be careful. But there's not been a whole lot of activity in these areas. But there has been also, like I said earlier, that psychic that came through, or not a psychic, but somewhat of a sensitive, had come through and felt that there are spirits in these little quarter areas. I think this
Slaves
one...
stay up there also?
We can't get up there because they had actually locked it up and they lost the key, so unfortunately we can't get up there. And that one's locked too. I think he's not in there. This one's unlocked, so you can get in there. But I've always found this interesting. This is one of their old clothes, where they wash the clothes and everything. They'd put the fire in the bottom, and of course the water in the pots. Wash their clothes. Got a loose rock there.
Why do I always find the loose rocks? Loose boards, loose rocks.
And that's everything.
Okay.
Any questions or anything? Or?